Hi, hello, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to use Mesh, the deform texture deformer. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to polymodeling and going to select on this palatonic. Okay, you can just find the name palatonic 1. You can just rename it if you want at any time. Okay, so selecting this palatonic, going into channel box and going into polypalatonic. Okay, in this you can just change that to a different shape. Okay, so you can just go see this one. If you want, you can just scale it up. Okay, so you can just use it as you want. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm just using tries here, and I'm going to increase the division to 2. Okay, so where I get this shape, and also you can just change the primitive. Okay, it can be cube or it can be octohetragon or some other different shapes. Okay, you can just go and pick out from here. Okay, so after creating this, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create this edge using mesh. Okay, so for that one I need the cylinder. I'm just going to click on this polygon modeling cylinder, open this poly cylinder here. I'm just going to make the division to be 8. Okay, and also I'm just going to make this radius to be 1.01. okay, if you want to go a little more lesser than this, I'm just going to give 0.05. okay, so after that, selecting this one, selecting the cylinder, right? Now let me go into the mesh. Okay, and create the mesh. If I just click on this mesh, this will create a mesh. Okay, so you see it has created mesh 1 here. In the outline you can find it, and the original cylinder, okay, the which we created, got hidden. Okay, and you see the distribution, right? So I'm just going into the mesh, going into the attribute editor. Okay, you find this one. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to the mesh distributor. Okay, after going into that, go into distribution type. I want this to be mesh oriented. Okay, so I want this to be the mesh. Okay, this to be the input mesh. So click on this one. Okay, you find this got changed. What I have to do, I just go to the mesh here, middle mouse, click on this palatonic, drag and drop it on the input. Okay, now you see the cylinder got fixed to the palatonic, the primitive. Okay, so here you see the method is scatter, right? So I want that the cylinders, those cylinders to run through the edges. Okay, going back to the mesh here, so mesh here, so just go into the distribution, it is mesh, and go into the method, go into this and put it as edge. So now you see that this got fixed on the edges. Okay, let me turn on the edge on the surface so that you can see it clearly, right? Going back to the mesh here, so here I can just increase the number of points based on the edges. You can find the edge to be, if I click on this, you can just find the edge to be 72. So where I can go here, go into the mesh. Okay, I can increase this to 72 to fix this, or else what you can do is go use flat mesh. So this will fix all the edges. Okay, so and here you see that this is uneven, right? So here it has overlapped, and here you see a gap. Okay, to fix this, what you have to do, just open this one. Okay, edge and face, enable scaling, give enable scaling. You see that now it is evenly scaled, but it is bigger than the edges. Okay, here I'm going to reduce the scale to fix it till here. Okay, now this got fixed perfectly to the edge, right? You can just go inside this. If you want to just take off the override, you can just make it a little more smaller. Alright, now this is good. Alright, fine. You can see, check it in all the edges, vertex. Okay, now that got fixed. Okay, so now whatever I change for this palatonic, this is going to affect the mesh also. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to bring in the texture deform. I'm going to deform this palatonic shape with the help of texture. Okay, so to do that, what we are going to do, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to deform. Right, so go into texture. When I select the texture, you see the texture deformer has come in. So I'm going to open this. Right, I'm going into texture deformer. Okay, so it'll be point shape will be UV, direction is handle direction. Okay, so this is the handle direction. You can change the direction. Right, here I want to add the texture. Okay, according to which it has to deform itself. Right, so go click on this checker box. Right, you will end up with this. Okay, where you can just find 2D texture, 3D texture. So you can use the times. Okay, so you can use the frequencies. So frequency ratio can be used, or else frequency and implode, and you can just reduce the density here or increase it. Okay, and size randomness, you can just do it. Okay, so and the noise type can be wave or Berlin noise. Okay, or you can just put it as wispy. Okay, so according to that the threshold applies. All right, so again you can use it as you need. All right, so I can just go with Berlin noise and I can increase this. Okay, and I'm going to increase this to 6 so that this get deformed more. All right, so I can just reduce it. So now I can animate this frequency. Okay, I can animate this frequency or this frequency. Okay, so you can just easily animate it. All right, so what I can do here, I can create an expression. Just create new expression. This will bring up this expression editor. Just copy this one, middle mouse, drag it, just go here, press is equal to times star star 1. Okay, I'm going to create this one. Now if I just play this one, this is going to play. Okay, now you can play with this. The beauty of this mesh is, you see that this got scaled and this got scaled it down, this got scaled up, right? This will automatically deform itself, the cylinder. Okay, that option works because of this enable scaling, okay, according to the edge. Okay, where now what I can do, I can just go apply a new texture for this. I'm just going to go to the object mode, right click, go for the new material and go into the Arnold and search for AI surface shader. Okay, you can just change the color as you want. Okay, and also you can just increase the metalness a little bit. So I can use a little bit of a darker shade, little bit of blue. Okay, so I can just use this one and you can just play with this. Okay, so you can just select on the paletonic and right click and go for the new material and go into Arnold and select AI standard surface. Then you can just go with a color where you can just use the ramp colors. Okay, if you want, you can just go with some different colors, so which will give you a better look. I can take it red here. Okay, so I'm just going to press 6 to view this one. So now you see the colors, right? So you can change the type to be UV or radial or something box ramp or different. Okay, so you can just use that, or else if you want something to be different, you can use noise also. So you see that is getting applied, right? So going back to this one, now I can just go into the transmission. I can reduce the weight of the transmission. It will give you it will reduce the opacity of this. Okay, now what I do, as usual, go into Arnold light. I'm going to use sky dome. All right, so after using sky dome, let me take a render. Okay, so now let us see. All right, so what I can do, I want this to be a little more metallic, so go into this, right click and go to the standard surface. I want this to be a little more metallic and I want the color to be get activated. I'm just going to reduce this and I'm going to reduce the roughness also. Going into the metal cylinder. Okay, you can just increase the metalness to be a little more. If you want to see it in the live, you can just bring it live here and you can just work on that. I can make a little more darker so that you can view this here, right? So you can reduce the color. If you want, you can just increase it. If you want that to be white, you can just change it that to be a little more white or the color you need. Okay, so you can just put it into white or any darker shade will look good. Okay, so I'm just going to leave as it is. Okay, so I'm just going into this paletonic. Here I want a little more I want the transparency, so I'm just increasing the transparency. Going into this, you can just change different colors if you want. You can check it in the live itself, so you can see the difference here. This color also can be changed. So I hope you can play with these colors and you can just end up with a good result. Okay, so I can go with noise frequencies, which will end up in a different appearance, and also you can differentiate the waves, so this will give you a beautiful appearance and also a little more opaque. If I'm just going to play this one, you see this is getting animated, right? So coming back here, if I just put it to 6, now you can see this is going to get animated. Alright, this is simple. You can try it with different shapes, and also you can just rotate this accordingly. This is going to work. Alright, so you can play with this also. You can just animate this one, okay, if you want. Just go for it, set key it. Okay, so you can just set key it and you can work on it. Alright, so anytime you can just go back to your original cylinder, and you can just scale it if you want. Okay, you can just work on it. If you want something like this, you can play with that. You see this? Alright, so you can just take a render output, and you can use it in any background. Okay, if you like this video, give thumbs up. If you have any comments to leave it on, put it in the comment box. Thanks for watching. Thank you.